Welcome to Get Perspective, the unscripted, unfiltered, real talk show. And here, we bring people of all different nationalities, ages, and sexual orientations together. For what you may ask? To talk, of course, about social issues, dating, and anything and everything in between. 4 participants will watch 2 spontaneous interviews recorded at NHL Stenden. We call these Vox Boxes. After each Vox Box, the 4 of us will converse about the topic at hand. And who knows, maybe you'll get some perspective.
I'm here with
Valentin,
Galeno,
Mattia Troiano,
Joey,
Amira,
Niels,
Anthony,
Bogdan,
Francesco,
Rasmus.
John.
Yassi.
Women shame men for being horny, even though testosterone is a male hormone.
Yeah.
That's a difficult question and actually a good question.
Oh, damn. Okay, interesting one.
I would say yes, they do.
Yes, I agree.
I think women don't shame men for it.
True. I think they do get shamed for it when I think it's pretty normal. Women kind of have the same problem, but I think men get more shamed for it because they're more open with it.
You don't have to be ashamed of that. You just have to behave in a civilized way.
This shouldn't be like any excuse for being inappropriate.
Both women and men have their own hormones, so yeah, they are called different, but they work mainly the same.
Is it really the testosterone though? Like, that's the thing.
Testosterone does increase, men getting horny. Women also get horny, so I don't think they should shame it. It's a natural state. It's biological.
Men can control their emotions and feelings, and when they're horny, they're like, I'm horny, like send nudes or something like that. But when women are horny, like they can hide and they can be like, yeah, I'm horny, but I will not share I will be not that pushy.
They are acting on their horniness differently than a woman acts. I think guys get really horny earlier or more, evidently, and they're not ashamed of that, to be honest. So I think it's more a social stigma.
Men in general are the ones who are responsible for most of the abusive things that are happening to women in general. And I think that's where the shame coming from.
I don't know if we're supposed to be changing it, that men are also supposed to hide their testosterone because that is part of our bodies. So how are we gonna change that?
Male guys always like to speak to women like that or make jokes about it, and then it feels like really offensive. So I can understand it, why they think that.
You cannot argue, okay, I have a lot of testosterone, I get to do things without consent. That's always a no.
Women shame men for being horny, even though testosterone is a male hormone. Amira, in the Vox Pop, said, women also have this problem. Men just show it more. So what are women hiding?
I mean, you can go. No, you go. Okay. I mean, yeah, testosterone is a male hormone, but on the other hand, I feel like, first we also have testosterone, just not as much. But I feel like that will compensate, sex drive will be compensated by a different hormone that we have, estrogen. Like, it's not about, testosterone, and that's why men are more horny. I think we all are. Like, that depends on our hormones, but we all have them. On a basis, some people are asexual and stuff, like, there's different sexualities to it. But, biologically, I think every gender has that hormone, but I think it's just like throughout history we've been told to keep it secretly. Like it's been seen as not a crime, of course, but like as if we should be feel guilty about it. Like throughout history, like I've talked about this with my grandmother, for example, and like how she was shamed while my grandfather wasn't. It's always been like, I feel like throughout history and stuff, sex has been much more focus or pleasure in men than women.
Women are, in general, not every woman, but much more accepting of men not wanting to have sex than men are of women not wanting to have sex. And I think that also has to do with men being in general more sexually turned on, like more horny. I do think that's the case with men because they reproduce much more than women. For example, we have one egg that can be made into a baby a month. Men have it every morning new, you know? They'll go after 1 hour, they're fine again. They can go and go and go. So I think that also has to do with men being more, having a huger sex drive, often.
Well, I feel that like we are like both men and female are like equally horny, but it's just that as you said, men just show it more, and women when they are horny, they can't say it, you know. They will just get judged by other people, because if you're out or you're like, oh, you know, I'm feeling horny, you know, I just want to make out.
I just want to make out.
Like, other people are going to be like, oh, maybe she's like.
But you know what's funny? It's not other people, it's other women.
I think at the end we have to go away from all those expectations from society and all those stigmas and whatever. And then just, I think, going towards the understanding of, okay, we have our hormones, they influence our emotions, and our emotions can also influence our behavior. And whatever, of course, okay, biology plays a big role, of course, then it influences men and women differently, but at the end of the day, it influences us all somehow in our behavior. And then I feel like gaining compassion for that is, I think, then also the key. What do you think?
I think just do what you want and roll with it and be open with it. Like, if you don't feel like being open with you masturbating, then don't be open about it. If you don't feel like, if you feel like you want to talk about your masturbation, then you go ahead.
But I think that again falls into the gender roles, because like, as I said, I think it's clearly taught to boys to, you know, be open about it, and like they see it as like, oh yeah, I did it. And for us, it's more like, oh my God, you did it? Like, how dare you? When we, like, at least that's the way I saw it when I was younger. And I consider I grew up in an open-minded environment, but still in school, it was like a topic that was only okay for boys.
Actually, this can be twisted around now, because you were talking about gender roles. And then twisting it around, we teach men not to be emotional, vulnerable. Toxic masculinity is a big thing. So
I'm tired of your emotional argument. I'm tired of it. Like,
what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are like, be emotional. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And if men can be emotional, that's nothing a woman pressures you to. Like, I don't know any scenario in which a woman said to a man, oh, you little crybaby, why are you crying? It's always the man sitting there and being like, oh my God, and now I'm crying. And no one cares. Not a single woman I know cares. And that's why you guys also, I'm just going to assume, instead of, even though I said to not do that, want to open up to us more. Because we are able to listen and to understand, to be emotional.
I think since I feel like, okay, I feel like I'm not influenced by that at all, because I feel like I'm really I can be emotional, I'm open with like when I feel sad or whatever I feel. But I feel like with a lot of men, it's also like really ingrained, this toxic masculinity.
Do you feel like that has to do, if I may ask, with your sexuality? That you are able to be more open about your emotions?
Good question.
Because I feel like it's genuinely more accepted within your community to be emotional.
Yeah.
Because your community is so open to everything.
I think, yeah, being part of the LGBTQ+ community, definitely I surrounded myself with different people. I only had like girlfriends when I was growing up. Like, I always had contact with girls and stuff like that. So I think, yeah, definitely being in the environment of around women, seeing how they deal with emotions, and everything definitely helped me, I think, also to open up, I guess. But therefore, I feel like, yeah, men, I don't know, that's why I never hung out with men, because I felt like they were emotionally unavailable. And they were talking about, hey, let's go to the gym. let's work out, which is actually good, but I'm not always in for this talk, you know, or like always talking about football or whatever, you know. So I don't know, it's just like, I definitely see a lot of men having struggles with opening up, although emotional intelligence, you know, is so important because like sometimes you have to live through emotions, and I feel like we also, maybe I also have to say when I was growing up I was trying to avoid emotions and not live through them, because of course I like to feel happy. Who likes to feel sad?
No one.
No one. So I feel like, yeah, but actually it's also like important to go through this process of feeling sad to realize again how beautiful life can be when feeling happy. I don't know, what do you think?
I think that's a good end word.
And then, yeah. Emotions important, guys. Be aware of your emotions.
Yep.
Yes.
For what other things should we have compassion for?
The period, people. It's super painful. I don't think you can imagine, not for every woman. Some are just plugging a tampon in and they're fine. But some people lay in bed crying all day and can't move. And that is something I don't think all men understand. And that's also not something that is gross. That is also not something you need to be afraid of, or which is the worst week of the month because you can't have sex. Also, the pill. Sorry, I'm going on so long about this. The pill. We're pumping hormones in our body so you can have sex with us without getting a baby. That's also in my interest. But yet then I meet a lot of guys that are like, yeah, but I'm not going to use the condom because it's so much better without it. Agreed?
Why do we take the pill and not them?
I think there is a pill that has been developed for men, but you don't know yet what the...
Because we just, we invest more money in female products, like, about this topic, like female pills and female protection, you know, because just think about it.
For men, I think there's a surgery, so you can...
Yeah,
there is a surgery
What?
that you can stop producing like sperm cells, you know.
But forever?
No.
No, they cut off the...
Yeah,
the
but that's like after that you cannot reverse it. So like you can do that, but like if you actually want to be a parent someday, make babies,
No,
you know.
I think I heard from a surgery where they do something about it so you can't produce the thingies that create babies. Yeah. But the sperm. I was searching for
The thing that creates baby.
The one I heard is that you the reproductive gland, they cut it off so you can still, you know, shoot your shot. But the lady won't get pregnant.
The lady.
The mom.
Yeah, mommy.
No, the ma'am. Like mom and ma'am. Yeah, I got you.
But actually, I feel like I completely agree with your statement that why do not men have this protection? Because like you can get babies like every 9 months after, and like I will not, but other men can produce so many babies at the same time.
I will not.
You
I
know.
love that.
But you know what I mean? Like you can get a baby and you have to wait for 9 months to get another baby.
But
And
men
they can
don't
shoot-
have to wait.
Yeah, men can like can go everywhere and shoot and shoot and shoot, and then they can produce so many babies. So I actually feel like, why do not men have the protection?
Well, I feel like that's also because, like, okay, first of all, in every long-term physical relationship I have been in, there was an agreement of both sides that things are paid for together if they need to be paid for. Yeah, for example, like I had this joke with one of my exes that like we would give each other a pregnancy test and he would buy me one every month. Just, we knew we were not pregnant, but just for me to feel safer in the environment. So I feel like it's whatever the woman feels safe with should be considered by the men. And if that's wearing a condom, then that's your job.
See.
Okay.
See.
So to close the topic, something else I feel like people should have more compassion about is like, not everything we say is immediately what you think it is. For example, like I feel like as a gay man, or probably also like straight men approaching women, or me approaching men and saying like maybe, or you look nice, you know, you have a great shirt on, or you look beautiful today. I feel like a lot of women feel attacked by it, or feel like, oh, that's a creep, like why is he saying that to me? But sometimes, like, I think we shouldn't get this away from good men who just genuinely mean like, hey, you look beautiful today, and I just want to make a good compliment.
Yeah,
Thing
but
is,
you go.
okay, that's actually what I wanted to say. How do I know they mean it genuine? They are not creeps. How do I know? Is there a way?
I think in the following actions you can then see, like, if they try to, like,
Yeah, but
you know,
would you rather want to be suspicious of someone in the beginning and be careful from the beginning, or be open? Because I feel like I'm a very open person. I feel like so is Lay. And it's been misunderstood a lot. Like me just being happy or me being flirty.
Oh, yes.
Me being open about talking about sexual topics and me actually wanting to sleep with you, you know?
Yeah.
Just because I say I like sex doesn't mean I like sex with you.
Totally.
Not just specifically you, but maybe also, no. No, yeah.
Yeah, I think, you know, like if I'm walking in the street and you genuinely as a man think I look very pretty, just don't tell me, because I'm gonna freak out. Because maybe you don't mean it in a nice way. Maybe you actually are not one of those nice boys, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's also the way you say it, because if you say, hey, I'm sorry, this might seem super creepy, but I think you're really pretty, have a great day, that's different than, hey, you're hot. Like,
totally.
Okay, yeah,
it really makes a difference.
Just be aware that women could be creeped out by it. So like, and if you are, then like,
and we have a reason to be. You know, it's not that I choose to be afraid.
Like the tone you say, you know, be like, hey, you know, you're looking really nice, or be like, hey girl, you know, you're looking real good today, or something like that.
Yeah, like totally.
Exactly,
like people.
Those are two different things.
Yeah.
The way you say it really expresses what
you want to say.
Yeah.
Totally.
So also like understanding like from where you can come from, and then adjusting your tone and whatever you say. I think probably also something super important.
I'm sorry, that was stupid.